Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Hope you had a great week. Today we are in Paralives. Once again, we are building an ultra-modern apartment loft building to kind of resemble the building next door a bit. Obviously this one will be a totally different style, but I wanted to build it here to kind of continue on the town a little bit out this direction. So we're coming up with the main shape here and the roofing and everything. So we're just trying to figure that all out. The build does change from beginning to end. There are some things that I do adjust even off camera when I stopped recording because there were some glitches with the ceiling. We do put in like a skylight and stuff, but I had to take that out because the window that I rotated with the advanced transform tools to make the skylight ended up like floating and flipping around, and it wasn't staying put. So there were a lot of weird things happening. Also, the roof above the second floor balcony that kind of juts out there, that also comes off because there was this weird glitch where there was a hole in the wall. So you can like see inside the upper platform there, which I didn't like. And it was right on the front of the building. And I tried to fix it, tried to build walls, delete walls, everything like that. And it just wouldn't do it. We're moving inside now, putting the main staircase in. Trying to figure out where I wanted that to go, and I thought, well, that's dumb to have it come right up in the middle of the living room. So we slide it off the side here and create a hallway. The ground floor of the building is actually just a blank platform. There's nothing down there. Although I just realized I probably could have put like a gym or something in there, but there's a gym like literally not even a building away. So there really was no point to have that there. We are just figuring out more of the interior now, and I was trying to do some L-shaped stairs here, but I couldn't really figure that one out. I still need to play with that a little bit more and kind of figure that one out. So we just end up doing a regular staircase and then building in a closet to kind of act as like a support behind there. And then we're figuring out the lofted part of the apartment, which is just a big kind of open area that overlooks the kitchen and dining room. Out on the front here, we do 3 sliding glass doors that lead out to a balcony over this like pointed bit here, which is part of the living room downstairs. And that actually becomes a little home office kind of right in front of the windows there. So very nice indeed. We do have 2 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms total, as well as a small laundry room and I think 2 closets. They're just more decorative. They're not really like accessible. Well, I mean, they are accessible because they have doors, but like they're not meant to be like something you can like walk in. They're just meant to kind of fill the hallway space up. I was going to put an archway into the living room, but then I decided let's just get rid of the wall altogether. We do a door into the main apartment here from the hallway, and then I change out the hardwood for this nice gray modern hardwood. I do this tile in the entryway and then raise up the bottom floor there to basically create nothing. It's just kind of dead space, dead air. And I paint it black just so that, you know, it's not really anything. It's not supposed to be anything. And now we're just putting in some accent walls, borrowing some of the stone that's on the exterior. And then I found this beautiful brown paneling that I put in the main hallway. We're now doing some terrain painting, and then I brought up the cheat console to toggle edit town so I could actually paint off the lot here because the lot is actually a little crooked. It's supposed to be, but you know, you couldn't paint that area there. And I also was able to remove the grass and stuff that was normally not accessible. So that is really nice to be able to do that. And yeah, that was nice to do. So yeah, it's nice to be able to paint. You can pretty much edit anything with the toggle edit town mode. You can change the entire town, change the water level of the ocean. Like, it's crazy what you can do. You can terrain paint, move trees around, pick up and delete anything, place objects down. So it's pretty cool, but be careful with it. That's all I'll say. So we're now working on the kitchen and just putting in a range hood here, and we do like an L-shaped kitchen with a beautiful island. I do flip the island around because I realized it was backwards a little bit way through. We do 2 upper cabinets, and then I put some shelves in between them to kind of connect them up. We do this nice wood paneling, a vertical paneling throughout most of the main space, and then we have gray brick walls on some of the exterior walls here. Now I'm just doing the shelving, the open shelving, which I actually purposely cut through the range hood, kind of like it was cut around them to kind of make it fit better. We do a small little lamp in the kitchen here. and then a little potted plant. I almost said flower, but it's just a green plant. So, and just some random decor and clutter. I found these little bit of logs, and then we put that next to the fireplace. So I thought that was nice to have. And we're now doing the dining room table, which I made massive. There are 10 chairs, so it is a big dining table. But if you do like this build and you would like to pick it up on the Steam Workshop, it is available. Here is that listing. I will put a link in the video description below to the actual listing page where you can go grab it for your Paralives game, and you can plop it down in this location, because I believe by default this lot is actually blank anyway. So that's nice. You can do that from map view. In Paralives, you can kind of grab a lot from the library there. I still need to do the tutorial for that. I will do that here shortly, probably within the next week or two. Hopefully I'll be able to record that, because I'll have to record that live, which I'm a little nervous about because the game does lag sometimes for me. And mainly I'm also concerned about the camera moving around a lot. That happens quite a bit. Maybe you don't notice it as much in these sped up like speed builds here, but wowie does it just bounce all over the place. And I think that could be attributed to the mod I have that brings in the Sims 3 style camera, but obviously, you know, it's just a little odd. But it's not like a smooth game for me. I mean, it is smooth, but there are certain things that do lag. I also did add a mod, which you might have noticed, an extra button over on the left, and that is a debug catalog that was by mod maker Zerbu, who unlocks some different objects and things that normally aren't available. It's like a secret debug menu. So I thought that was nice. I haven't done anything with those objects or used any of those objects, but it is nice to just have that option there. And that's also on the Steam Workshop as well. So yeah, just putting in a little console table here in the living room and a potted plant. We do come back and add clutter to the home office there, and doing an area rug in the living room, which I went for this funky pattern and made it black and white to kind of better match the sofas and the chair in here. There is no TV in this apartment loft, though you could easily add one if you so choose. Maybe you could like put one on the fireplace or something, but I didn't want to have a TV in this particular build. Doing a trash can in the kitchen, doing a kitchen sink in the island. I did not do bar stools because I thought that the dining room table was so close to the island anyway. I felt like it just was a repeat and you didn't really need to have that because it was so near the island there. We do a fruit bowl, and now I'm just doing some random kitchen clutter and decorations. Some bowls, plates, cups, seasoning, paper towels, coffee, random canisters, the cooking utensils, and now we're just putting in some of the appliances like the toaster, microwave, and Keurig. I did check, and the coffee is not yet functional, so that's interesting. But like the toaster and microwave is, your pairs will just autonomously use that if they're making a meal from the refrigerator. So yeah, I also was quickly looking at like the Christmas tree and holiday decorations. It's like, oh, that's cute. Because I've seen a couple of different decorations in the catalog, like Halloween and Christmas and stuff, and I didn't really actually like pull them out to look at them, but I was like, oh, that's nice. Not time for that yet, although it is almost Christmas in July if you really want to, if you celebrate that. But yeah, let's just wait until December for that kind of build. But yeah, we're now doing the 2 hallway closets. I do change the colors a little bit here, but otherwise they're just 2 closets. We're now constructing these small laundry room here, which is just a washer and a dryer. I realized that even though I thought there were 2 washers, they are actually a washer and dryer combo set. I think I was just confused because the dryer actually says it's tagged as a washer. So yeah, but it is in fact a dryer. It's not functional either. Your pairs can't click on them, though I did see a mod out there, but I'm sure it will be functional at some point in the future of Paralives. It just makes sense. Like, why wouldn't they have that as an option? So yeah, just looking for some electronics things like a radio, and I do add in this little vent here, but also I add in a smoke alarm as well, just in case there is a fire from your pairs cooking or from the fireplace itself. And now we're just doing some lighting in some of the spaces. There is a bathroom here on the first floor. which is just actually it's a full bath. There's no tub, but there is a freestanding shower, a sink, and a toilet. That is just right here off the living space. So it's nice to have right there, and just figuring out some pictures. I still have not yet found some custom artwork. Just haven't had the time. But I do want to do that here soon. I'm doing a little half wall moment here for the little freestanding shower, just to kind of create some definition and just some place to kind of put some clutter on it. I do put in a shelf as to act as like a topper, but also it allows you to place clutter on it. So that is so nice. We're just kind of tucking it here into the wall, and it actually looks really nice that way with the black accent. And then we do a small little vanity sink here and a toilet over on the opposite side with toilet paper, which I don't add right now, but I come back and add that a bit later with some other related like shower clutter and stuff. Or maybe I do add that now. No, the toilet paper I don't add yet. The toilet paper I add later when I do the other bathrooms, but I did do some clutter there on the shelf by the shower, and just trying to decide on a tile, which I went for this tile, which I brought into the laundry room, but also upstairs on the 2 bathrooms. The ceiling, as you can see, it is hardwood, but I do end up fixing that in the version that is on the Steam Workshop. Basically, I had to go around and delete walls from a lot of the rooms, and then rebuild them so that the game recognized them as proper room spaces again. I don't know why or how that happens, because like even this primary bedroom that we're working on now, I did not change or touch any structure of that whatsoever. So it was weird that it had a broken ceiling. Also, the primary bath also did as well. Like it was totally missing its ceiling. And then out in the lofted space, I can understand because like I deleted the floor and everything so you could see below. But like some of these other areas I just didn't really touch. So it was just weird. Even like the yellow secondary bedroom that we create, it was also messed up. But yeah, it's all fixed in the Steam Workshop version. So hopefully it stayed that way, because I spent quite a bit of time going around basically rebuilding things so that it would fix the ceiling in each of the rooms, and try to figure out like what was wrong, but also how to get it to rebuild a room. Because sometimes even if you just deleted the wall, it wouldn't rebuild the room. You had to like delete a different part of the wall or a different, it was just odd. But that's also another reason why we had to take the skylight out. I still kept that footage in though, just to kind of show it, but it was kind of also breaking the ceiling a little bit. But I do hope that we get like proper support for skylights and things in the future, maybe with the advanced roofing tools that they talked about on the roadmap. Maybe we'll get something like that. It would be really nice to have the ability for skylights, because the light that comes in is just very nice. It actually was very nice when it was coming in, when I did have the skylight in the roof. So yeah, and it would just be another thing to have to bring in more light, especially into like a big lofted space like this. I think it just looked really pretty, but we had to do away with it, unfortunately. But maybe in the future. We're doing the primary bath now, which is a walk-in shower unit, along with just a vanity and this nice round mirror and just some clutter and a toilet. There is a tub in the hallway bath. And I was just placing a toothbrush holder up in the mirror itself by holding the shift key and kind of lifting it up from the sink snap point. We're now working on the secondary bedroom, which I was going to put the bed on this wall, but then I thought if I put a table there, the door may or may not be functional, but it probably would be, because this is Paralives after all. Like everything is functional, even if you make the fridge like tiny. So I don't know. I just didn't want to take the chance. So I do put the bed in front of the windows, which I do end up loving in the end, because the light that comes through these windows is just so pretty, like the shadows and stuff it casts. We do some curtains here. And yeah, this is the yellow themed bedroom. I kind of themed it around more like a music kind of like teens bedroom, but I made it like yellow, which is actually a very fun color, like a very muted, vibrant yellow in some spots. But all in all, I really do love the color of it. And I do put a little giraffe stuffed animal. I don't know if that stays though. I'll have to look at the screenshots. It might have messed up. I do know some of the objects did disappear when I was like reconfiguring the rooms, and I'm like, where did they go? Like the piano disappeared and everything like that. So it was very confusing to say the least, because it's like, where did all this stuff go? I wasn't even near those objects, but whatever, I replaced them and put them all back. So yeah, just figuring out a little plant here. We do this little skull plant and then another cactus. I do wish there was more clutter in the way of like perfume bottles or cologne and stuff like that, but it is nice to have like books and other things. But yeah, it would be nice to have some cologne or perfume bottles, not just like shoes and backpacks and stuff, but maybe we'll get that in the future. We are now doing the hallway bathroom, which has a tub, a shower, a sink, and a toilet in it. It has this nice wooden half wall accent that I kind of did. It's like a wooden shelf. I was just trying to figure it out because the first wall I drew was crooked. So I was doing it off grid, and yeah, it was just kind of snapping crooked. We do put a shelf on top so that way we can actually place stuff on it, though that is kind of weird as well. I did try the advanced editing here just to kind of move it around and better position it, but then I realized it was sticking through the back of the wall. So we do fix that a little bit, but all in all, it is a very nice accent. We do some extra toilet rolls, toothbrush, toilet paper itself on the wall. And then we're going to put in a full-on beautiful tub, which the object I had to rotate here, but there's a nice window as well. And then this is a freestanding shower, which I divvied up with a half wall, and I was going to do a glass window here, but I took that all out. I was trying the shelf at first, but it was being weird. And then I did this glass window, which I was able to move up and still show some of the wall. But then at one point, the window was like floating in the hallway. So I was like, oh, that actually looked cool at first, but it didn't stay that way. So I just took it out and I just left the wall as is, just as a half wall. No shelf, no nothing. And it's white, so it kind of matches the tile anyway. You don't really notice the top of it. Yeah, there it goes. It kind of snapped over into the hallway. And I was like, okay, I guess I'd get rid of that. I didn't notice it at first, and then all of a sudden I'm like, whoa, what is this? So yeah, that's when I noticed it and I'm like, what the heck happened? But yeah, we just did away with it. It doesn't need it anyway. We're doing a nice little area rug in the hallway area, walkway, and just a potted plant out here. I wanted to keep the hallway kind of open and spacious, and I didn't really put anything else out there. We do a full-length mirror and stuff, but apart from that, that's really all we did for the furnishing. Now we're working on the skylight portion, which again I took out, but it was nice to kind of figure out and do. And yeah, the ceiling was being weird here, which I think tipped off all of the ceiling problems too, because I ended up removing that piece, which then just made a mess of all the ceilings, I think. But yeah, I was just flipping the window around. We do try a different style later on, I think. Maybe not. But I really do love how it looks. There was that hole in the wall, but I did end up having to build a different structure so that the window actually attached to it. Something I realized too is that there's really no move objects, so you can't place a window. It has to be on a wall. But yeah, we're trying again with a different window style, which I did like. I loved how it looked, it looks great. And then when you go down inside, it looks really nice as well, but it just wasn't practical and it wouldn't stay in position. But hopefully they'll get that worked out soon where objects will actually stay put when you transform them. But yeah, I did some more work off camera, such as the exterior balcony here and everything like that, adding in some furnishings and things like that. And also the front there where I put some garbage bins out front and some shrubbery. But really that's it. There wasn't really a whole lot of room. This is from the back side looking into the living space. This is the top down of the ground floor where you walk up to the hallway and then you get into the apartment loft, which again is 2 beds and 3 baths. It also is 82,979 Paradimes, which I'll put that in the video description as well. I will also go back and update my 2 other Paralives builds that I've done so far with their prices as well, because I was able to find that out just by clicking on the build itself. So I was like, oh, it does show you. So that's interesting to know. Quite expensive, I think, for this nice apartment loft, or house, really. It actually is just a house. It isn't really a functional apartment. I don't think we can build actual apartments ourselves yet. Like, I haven't found lot types to be able to build like cafes or gyms or anything like that. I think I've just only found houses so far, but obviously the game is still very early, so we will eventually probably get those kinds of things and those abilities here in the very future. But we are breezing through the upstairs bathrooms, and then we'll go into the primary bedroom everything else. But I do hope you enjoyed this speed build. Make sure you give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already. I think next weekend we'll go back to a Sims 4 build. I've been really kind of missing The Sims 4 a little bit, and I kind of want to maybe compare and contrast a little bit and see what we can do. But again, I do hope you enjoyed this speed build. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you very soon with another build.